All right, we're taking a look right now at this Mercury retrograde. It's Mercury has been in Leo for, I guess, a couple of weeks, and now it's going to start moving backward through there and then forward and back through it again. So it's like all Mercury and Leo, like all over the place. So let's take a look at what that means for us. And we get the reversed moon as a root card, and the main card is the Four of Cups. The reverse moon, this is showing manipulation, pretty much. The moon shows ways in which we basically try to cloak our true intentions as we try to fit in. And the moon reversed is basically when that manipulation gets so fucking strong that you are forced to cut the ties. So the good news is the ways in which we have been manipulated and not exactly true to ourselves, I mean, that would reach a fever pitch, but it would also create the circumstance where we couldn't take it anymore and we finally cut the ties. So there is a truth that comes out of the reversed moon, but it comes out because the lies just get too goddamn strong. Now, over here in the Four of Cups, so the Four of Cups is boredom and stagnation. It shows feeling kind of stuck in a place, and the place itself isn't bad, but the person in the card, they're just over it, pitching the wine over the side like, oh my God. So it is emotional stagnation, and basically whenever this shows up, the options are to get on the ship and get out of your box and do something fun, or to reconnect with the place that it is that you're stuck in, or be sad. Those are pretty much the three deals. But let's just see where it goes from here. I'm trying to think. Normally I would put one on either side, but I think we're just going to do it sort of in a linear fashion this way. So from the Four of Cups, we get a Nine of Cups, and from there, a Two of Wands. Now, I have been feeling some of this for sure already, but from the place of stagnation. So, theoretically, there are no options open to the person in the Four of Cups, or at least no options that they are taking. The Nine of Cups presents so many options that the person doesn't really know what to do. And it's like confusion, and some of the options might be real and some of them might not be. But the matter is to grab one of the cups, to take one of the options. So we do go from a place of stagnation to a place of opportunity. But that is opportunity if we don't get overwhelmed by the number of things that are being thrown at us. So it's like 0 to 100, just like that. And as it moves forward, then we have this Two of Wands. I'm going to try to find out a little more about this, but the Two of Wands is creative solutions to old problems, and I would enjoy that if that were true in my life. But I'm just going to see maybe what we're digging into down here. And the Ten of Swords is old trauma, essentially. It's basically old ways in which we were broken. Maybe ways in which we are broken now. And this Two of Wands is kind of showing digging a little bit deeper into that experience. And I guess, so here what's happening he tries to dig in the ground, keeps breaking his shovels. So he blends two of these shovels together to make this new tool. And this tool works really well. So here he's like harvesting these fucking onions or whatever he planted a long time ago. But this new tool is harvesting what we learned, I suppose, from our suffering. There's something within the experience of being broken or within the traumatic experience that is actually being reaped as a reward here. It's like the fruits, instead of the fruits of the labor, it's like the fruits of the suffering or something like that, right? So the lies get so fucking strong that we finally have to call them out. And then we just get stuck, feel completely isolated and trapped and all of that. And it goes, I mean, this is good news. The 0 to 100 is good news, because at least it's movement. It's something, you know, even if it's overwhelming, it's definitely something. And then we start to harvest old rewards from probably past suffering, but it's definitely suffering and trauma. All right. Let's just see. I have the Tattoo Tarot here. Let's just see what the Tattoo Tarot has to add to this. Looking at this Mercury Retrograde in the language of the Tattoo Tarot, what do we have? Death and the Nine of Wands. I just had a conversation that it reminds me of this. Now, the Death card, again, we have sort of this reaping or harvesting of sorts, but the Death card is getting rid of old energy for sure. And there is like a rebirth. It's a new deal from now on after the Death card. And the Nine of Wands is essentially the fucking signpost. Now, for people who have had big changes in their life or have made big decisions in their life, what I have seen is that it hasn't always shown up in their day-to-day experience, you know? So like they make some big decision, but then life is kind of looking the same as it did before. And that's not matching up with, wait a minute, I mean, just made this fucking huge decision that changes everything, right? But how can my life look exactly the same as it did before? That is the Nine of Wands, like a signpost, you know? It's like, I mean, I am feeling something that is vaguely mappish in here too. But once you have the signpost in your life, something that is actually there that you can look at and you know that something has changed, like getting to a mile marker on a highway. Once you get there, you can kind of recalibrate. But that mile marker is the thing that reassures you that the change is real, you know? Because otherwise, it can be super frustrating. If you make a big change and your life looks exactly the fucking same as it did before you made the change. So this is showing that there is like some mile marker, which is good, right? And that comes after a cutting of a cord or like some old energy being just fucking cut out. And here, I'm guessing that at least some of that is going to be cutting away ways in which we have been manipulated and fucking gaslit. And it just like, it gets too much and you can't do it anymore. That is what I'm seeing here. I'm going to go back to the Deviant Moon and just see like what else we got. What have I not thought about or asked about or whatever with this Mercury retrograde? The Hierophant. Okay. So this is like government. This is the church, the traditional way that things have been done. What else about it? Fascinating. There's some kind of blending of the Hierophant and the Empress. I am going to have to pull one more card just to see what the heck is going on here, because in very, very few cases would I ever connect the Hierophant and the Empress being truth and beauty, and the Hierophant generally being a bunch of stupid bullshit. But let's just see. How do these two meet? The Knight of Wands. So this would be impulsive energy. It probably won't be a long-lasting union, but we do have this sudden. The word that was coming to my mouth was oppressive, and that fits with the Hierophant, not really with the Empress. But we have some sort of mixing of the energies of the Hierophant and the Empress. It happens suddenly. I'm going to pull one more card because this is still kind of bugging me. That's a bug. See, it's bugging me. All right, one more. Well, the reversed Eight of Pentacles is pretty much showing a lack of production. So there is the government. Well, I shouldn't say the government. There's the Hierophant, the traditional methods here is being combined with the Empress in the fertile womb. It's like the government or something is planting something or creating something new. It happens very quickly. And I mean, the reversed Eight of Pentacles is a lack of production. It's like not being able to go to work, maybe. Oh, that would suck. But it's the inability to produce. I'm going to pull one more just to see if this is a mass scale or if this is just some small thing. And a court card would say it would really depend on who you are. But I guess this will be a mystery that will unravel itself during the time of this Mercury retrograde. But time will tell what this is talking about, and it will be interesting to see. Oop. So that is what we get for now, and hopefully this whole cycle turns out for the best for us, and hopefully the ways in which we are being manipulated, we can identify them so we can cut them the fuck out of our lives, right? That is it for now. Thank you and peace.